Yes, happiness can be purchased for amounts over $75,000 annually. $75,000 annually. This is the amount that is frequently referred to as the point at which money will no longer make you happy. This is partly due to a 2010 study undertaken by these two gentlemen, Daniel Kahneman and Angus Deaton, which has been widely misquoted. Since its publication, a variety of media outlets have continued to promote this idea, which easily fits in with other cliches like money can buy happiness, money is the root of all evil, and no money, no problem. The problem is that it's certainly wrong. Hello there, this is the Financial Fortune, and in this video, we are going to tell you why the study of Kahneman and Deaton is wrong and how can this amount make you happy. Please don't forget to leave a like, click subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we release new videos. The study's title should serve as the first red flag for anyone trying to misquote it. High income improves evaluation of life but not emotional well-being. Simply put, this suggests that those with more salaries don't necessarily have more happiness on a daily basis, but they do in general have a more upbeat attitude toward life. The hedonic treadmill psychological theory is most likely to account for this phenomenon. The hedonic treadmill is a tendency for people to return to a generally consistent level of happiness despite any significant events in their lives, whether they are good or bad. Let's put it like this. If you won the lottery, you would likely go insane with joy. The novelty of the circumstance will have worn off as time goes on and you've used your card more times than you can count. Human nature, not an entitlement, is the reason for this. Your new normal is this. The same outcome also occurs in reverse. If you lose your job tomorrow, your happiness will undoubtedly decrease. But once you tell your friends and family what happened and find a new job, your happiness will gradually return to a state that is more or less constant. This study covers a little bit more ground than simply one peculiarity of human psychology. The method by which these researchers ultimately arrive at their conclusion is another element that most people seem to overlook. The study involved 709,000 families who responded to questions regarding human happiness and provided information about their income. When was the last time you smiled? How often do you feel worried? How do you envision your life in 5 years? Their responses then yielded a ranking on the Catry ladder, a broad grading system that assigns scores to individuals, ranging from hopeless depression to thriving prosperity. The study suggests that the USA, where it was conducted, performed admirably overall in daily indicators like smiling, laughing, and enjoying activities, but it performed horribly long-term indicators like stress, where the country ranked 5th out of 151 other nations where comparable studies had been carried out. With an average Cantrell score of 6.76 out of 10, the 709,000 households scored pretty well overall, placing them ninth among the tested nations, only below Scandinavia, Canada, Switzerland, and New Zealand. So don't be alarmed, the American spirit is still very much alive. But regrettably, here is where the majority of people miss. In the families under study, higher income did significantly improve long-term happiness indicators. However, due to the hedonic treadmill, it had little to no effect on short-term indicators. The widespread consensus is that $75,000 per year is the threshold at which money is no longer a daily struggle, but might still be a barrier to achieving long-term objectives like home ownership, debt reduction, retirement, or even taking a good vacation. Or at the very least, that is the widely oversimplified but much more accurate conclusion. Additionally, most people who cite this study continue to ignore two additional significant issues with this number: the timing and the variables. Variables are present in most general science investigations. The happiness of a household in the short and long terms is the dependent variable in this situation. The total annual household income serves as the independent variable. In a perfect study, other variables would need to be kept under control in order to establish a direct correlation. This study makes the obviously false assumption that every household runs exactly the same way. $75,000 a year would be quite comfortable for a young single professional with a small cost of living and no student loan debt, but for a family of 5 living in Los Angeles and having to pay off a home and student loans, this amount would be completely insufficient. The time of the study is another issue that needs to be taken seriously but is frequently overlooked. Since these findings were released more than a decade ago, inflation has increased the value from $75,000 to $90,000 per year, making it look like a considerably higher criterion for daily happiness. One more issue with using data from more than a decade ago, especially when it comes to people's personal finances, is that a global financial crisis is still a major talking point. As this data was being gathered in 2008 and 2009, the aspirational middle class was being hit particularly hard by a time of large layoffs, stock market declines, and foreclosures. Most households would typically experience more daily happiness if these exceptional circumstances were taken into account, since they wouldn't have to endure the pain of seeing all of their earned wealth go, which is one of those issues that households with smaller incomes simply do not experience. If you never had the money to begin with, you cannot lose it. Now that this figure has ingrained itself into the public psyche, it's unfortunate because it truly causes a lot of harm. A more recent study on the exact same topic discovered a significant decline in the same satisfaction measurements in households with annual incomes over $75,000. The fact that many believe they had reached their peak happiness while in fact they had not a big role in this strange anomaly. The question that arises is, how much money do you need to be as happy as possible? The answer is more. And even while this seems like most unsatisfactory response possible, it's actually very close to the truth. According to the results of all related studies on this topic, overall happiness rises with money while negative emotions decline at a similar pace without appearing to plateau at a certain income level. However, it does have a logarithmic relationship, which means that the returns of every extra dollar lessen. This implies that a person's happiness metrics might rise by 50% if their income level increased from $25,000 to $50,000 per year. The impact would be much less noticeable if someone received a $250,000 salary in addition to $25,000 pay increase. To attain the same rise in happiness as the low-income household, they would need to instead raise their salaries by $250,000. Not nominal increases in income but proportional increases are more conducive to happiness, hence why you require more money to be happy. People were shown to be the happiest when their income increased consistently and predictably as a result of wage raises, promotions, or company expansion. Even if the income was several times bigger initially, a steady growth trajectory from a modest income was significantly more mentally rewarding than an income that is stagnant or dropping. This makes sense because happy brain hormones are kept flowing by a steady stream of small rewards. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? Like and comment down below if you do. How much money do you think would you need to be happy? Despite your answers, I hope you're still happy with whatever you have right now. For more related content, check out our latest video or check out this playlist. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. This is the Financial Fortune, and thank you for watching.